things theology, all things theology. We chop it up properly without an apology. Gotta get doxology to God hollow, because this is how we do it at All Things Theology.
Yo, grace and peace, guys. Welcome back to another episode of All Things Theology, where I'm your host, Kdub. And today I want to talk about Pastor Alexander Pagani. I believe I pronounced that name right. If not, apologies. But before we get into that, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, click the notification bell so you can be aware when I drop content just like this. So, yes, I want to talk about Alexander Pagani. He recently uploaded a video where it's titled, "Where in Scripture is Emotionalism Wrong?" And I want to provide a response to that and also give my view on that. Is emotion wrong in Scripture? It seems to me that if you combat a lot of emotionalism in sermons, that many people think you're anti-emotion, right? That you think that there's no emotion to be in sermons or in worship at all. So I want to give a response to that by a way of analogy, as providing a response to his video. So let's get into it. So yeah, he pastors a church. It's called Amazing Church in Bronx, New York. And so there's the details, I guess, if you would like to attend. So let's provide a response. Before we get into it, because he's not actually going to answer the question, he's just posting a video of a lot of emotion. But let me actually answer the question that he asked. Where in Scripture is emotionalism wrong? Emotionalism is not wrong. Emotion in Scripture is not wrong, right? Oftentimes there are, songs that may make someone cry. I'm all for that. There may be sermons that make someone emotional cry, right? It may stir you up emotionally. But let me say this. A sermon that just does that, a song that just does that, I believe is wrong, right? Because we are to be stirred up biblically in our emotions. That's why I always say emotions apart from the truth is always wrong. It's a confidence. It's an emotion not based in truth. It's tears not based in truth. Guess what? Non-Christians have emotions, right? But what's wrong with it? Well, it's not guided by what Scripture says. And so I want to play this particular part because I believe this is an excellent example of that. Let's check it out.
Are you ready to dance?
And by the way, I don't know if this is part of the sermon or part of the worship, but he's asking, "Are you ready to dance? Are you ready to dance?" Okay. That's fine. I'm okay with someone dancing, clapping, jumping. Like I said, if it's motivated by truth. But watch what's also about to ask.
You ready? ¿Están listos para danzar? Give me some of that gospel. Take us there. Yeah. You ready? Find it. When I say now.
That is actually very troubling. He says, when I say now, I want you to lose your mind. This is actually the very thing I'm talking about. This is the critique I often have with many charismatic churches. It's not actually guided by truth. A lot of emotion, like I said, that's not the bad part. But it's to be guided in the truth. Nowhere in Scripture are we called to lose our mind. Matter of fact, in Scripture, oftentimes we're called to grow in knowledge. To use our mind. Matter of fact, Jesus says to love God with all your heart, mind, and soul, right? Mind is in that. Love God with your mind, your rationale. Don't lose your mind in a church service, in a worship service. Matter of fact, use it because it glorifies God. Know who God is. And I would argue, the more you know God, the more rightly you can worship him. See, God is not just pleased with jumping up and down and clapping. Because guess what? This happens at secular concerts as well. So our worship has to look different than the secularists. Something to think about, something to consider. How does your worship look different than a, I don't know who's popular rap, Lil Wayne concert? That's showing my age right there. But how does it look different? Because they lose their mind there, right? You probably been at a concert where they call it, lose your mind. What did Eminem say? Lose yourself, right? Same thing was being offered as Eminem. Lose yourself in the moment, right? Right there. Lose your mind. Lose yourself in the moment. Same thing. But let's see what this lose your mind looks like.
1, 2, 3, now! Dance!
Hey, I'll say good music. See, a lot of people think because I am more cessationist in my views that I'm anti raising your hands or clapping. Hey, I clap in my service. I'm probably like the only one. I don't mind clapping. I don't mind upbeat music like this. I mean, I come from that, so I kind of prefer it. But I don't make everyone, submit to my preferences. But I'm all for stuff like this if it's guided in the truth and not just pure emotionalism. And so, yeah, let's see if something else to respond to.
Yes! Come on! Welcome to Amazing Church!
Like I said, so my critique on this primarily would be there was nothing biblically that would make you, quote unquote, lose your mind, right? There was nothing praiseworthy to give that response. Besides lose your mind and welcome to Amazing Church. Yeah, okay, that's fine. But what about the truth of Jesus that would cause someone to make a reaction like that? Like I said, hey, if you want to be more charismatic in your worship, I'm cool with that. But it should be the truth of God which provokes that emotion, not just pure emotionalism. So where in scripture is emotionalism wrong? I would argue it is. Don't be confused with emotion with emotionalism. Emotionalism is pure emotion, not based or guided with any truth. And we can stop right there because it's pretty much just that for the 2-3 more minutes. Emotionalism is that alone. It's just pure emotion. I would argue scripture states that we are to have emotion. Absolutely. Right. It's a heart. Right. Christian is from the heart. Absolutely. But it's not apart from the truth. And I think that's where many churches have gone wrong, have, stirred people up just with pure emotionalism. And that can only last for so long. But if you are guided in the truth with emotion, that is a good thing. And we to encourage that. And so I hope this was helpful. Hey, if Alexander Pagani, you watch this, you like to have a conversation, hey, I'm all for it, man. Just let me know. So, yes, guys, this is another episode of All Things Theology. Make sure you like it, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Till the next time, it's All Things Theology. I'm Kdub. Grace and peace.